What up, Dokkaners? Let's take a look at how many Dragonstones one can earn during the 7-year anniversary. You guys have been wanting for me to make this video. I am going to finally do it because I got to be honest with you folks. I originally wanted to wait until we were a little bit closer to the celebration before I did this because I really wanted people to focus and fixate on how many Dragonstones they have right now and just save and kind of hold on to that fact, because I feel like talking about this a little too early might inadvertently cause people to summon a little bit more on the current celebration, thinking that they can make up for it with the massive influx of stones that are headed their way during the 7-year anniversary. But you know what? Y'all want what you want, so I can't say no to you guys. I love you guys. So we're going to be doing this video now by taking a look at the Dragonstone rundown in the Dokkan Wiki, because folks, the 7-year anniversary is massive. And if I were to do the usual level of calculations that I typically do, number one, I'm an idiot, so I'll probably be making even more mistakes. Number two, this video would probably take like 40 minutes if we were to actually count and go through every single oversized mission that there is here, all of the different things that are, part of this entire celebration. It would take a very long time to index and then actually tabulate all of that stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just trust the Dokkan Wiki to do most of the calculations for me. But instead, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to reverse engineer this. So what we're looking at here is the total amount of Dragonstones that we're going to be earning during the 7-year anniversary. But this doesn't even include the extra part. So if we include that, we are going to be looking at 1,093 plus 82, which is, what is that? 1,175. 1093 plus 82. Oops. Minus 10. There we go. 1175. So we are looking at 1,175 Dragonstones total from this rundown. But there are a couple of things that I don't like to include here, but they have. Number one, like I said, I like to undersell these Dragonstone counts because I typically like to go into these celebrations pleasantly surprised when I ended up earning more Dragonstones than I originally planned, because it just sort of gives that nice feeling, that very satisfying feeling of knowing that you're getting more than you were previously expecting. And number two, this also kind of helps promote a little bit more of a conservative approach when it comes to your Dragonstone consumption, because the less stones that you know that you're getting, the less likely you are to do that next extra multi, that unnecessary 5th multi, 7th multi, 8th multi, whatever that is. You are probably going to be less likely to use it. So that's why I like to always undersell, and I don't like to include things like social media or top grossing or things like that, because those are possible variables and things that could change. For example, top grossing on global covers a much wider region than on JP. If global were to receive top grossing in like 50 regions, that could be a ton more Dragonstones than JP would get, theoretically, right? So I don't like to count these, but since they are actually counting it, I'm gonna have to. But just keep in mind, all of these different variables could contribute to a possible higher or lower count for Dragonstones. You can never be too sure, but generally speaking, global does receive more Dragonstones during these celebrations than JP does. So with that said, let's jump in. We've got our stone count. I am going to be making some subtractions along the way. Let's just start from the top here. The countdown missions of 7 masters. This is happening over the 7 weeks leading up to the 7-year anniversary, which means going into the 7-year anniversary, you are not going to be earning these. They are already going to have been given to you. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 21 from our total right now, because these are not going to be factored into our total tallies. They are already going to be a part of your box before the 7-year anniversary even begins. Now, the countdown section, this is simply just a countdown phase. All they do is they simply give you like all these bunch of different story events coming back, and then they cut the stamina in half, they boost the rank gained and all that stuff. It's very nice, don't get me wrong, but in terms of like actual content, there's not much. So here, 10 Dragonstones for comeback campaign, 10 for login, 17 for social media. I guess we'll count it in this case. We will not be counting the returning player login because that's just not right. That only applies to like a very, very small section of the players. So that's 37 Dragonstones gained. Now, before I get started with parts 1, 2, and 3, and the extra part, there is one glaring omission from this list, and that is the ultimate raid event, the 1000 stage Extreme Z All-Stars event, whatever you want to call it. That is not listed in this event. The reason for that is because it sort of acts as a bridge into the next celebration on JP, so it doesn't necessarily fully function as a 7-year anniversary campaign related event. But we're going to go ahead and count that as well because it releases during the 7-year anniversary. So that is another thing that we have to include. So let me actually add that right now. 277, if you guys are wondering where that 277 comes from, that's the total amount of Dragonstones that can be gained from that event which is also explained in my previous video, which you guys should go check out. Go check it out. Link is in the description. So let's add 277 to this. So that's 1431. All right, so we're at 1431 Dragonstones so far. Don't forget, we already subtracted 21 Dragonstones. So now let's go through part one. Part one gives us the 30 plus 99. Why? Oh, all login. Okay, so for the entire celebration, all login bonuses are being tallied right here. So 30 plus 99. Wow, that's a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and trust the Dokkan Wiki on that one. Daily missions, all parts as well, 66 Dragonstones. 77, up to 77 can be earned from this whole Dragonstone ore conversion. If you don't know what that is, I've been posting these community posts showing the various week missions that we've got for the 70th anniversary countdowns, and in them you are earning these dragon ores. It's basically just a Dragonstone that will be converted once the 70th anniversary begins. It was just Dokkan's attempt to be, you know, a little interesting, a little funny, I guess. And those dragon ores are basically unrefined Dragonstones that, I don't know, ferment with time. I don't know. So they're just kind of sitting in your inventory right now, but trust me, they will change into Dragonstones. And if you've been following all the missions, you are keeping up with the channel, and you are getting all the missions done, you will have 77 gained when the 70th anniversary starts. Boss Rush, the new legendary Goku event, GT event category missions. They've got a bunch of these sprinkled throughout the anniversary. New stage of the Dokkan events, the 2 new summons, obviously they have new events, and each event has 2 stages of difficulty. We've got the free-to-play duos with their first parts of their event, and the trio with theirs as well. More Dragonstones there. And then we've got the NFL Red Zone, the most difficult event in the entirety of Dokkan. They are finally going to be releasing during the 7-year anniversary. We will be talking about this at length in upcoming videos, folks, so don't worry. But if you guys want to go into this completely fresh, then you can look forward to this one, because I haven't yet talked about it. So yeah, the Ultimate Red Zone will be releasing, Movie Edition and GT Edition, Boss Rush, and everything else. We've got a new Clash as well. So with that said, how many stones are we going to be earning for part 1? It will be 643. I see no issues with this except for the top grossing and the SNS campaign. I don't remember what that is, but the top grossing one, there could be more stones, there could be less, you never know. So this could be a possible variable. And then for the live stream thank you reward, there will obviously be no live stream for global. There will probably either be a Dokkan Now video premiere, or more likely than that, will probably be some sort of a Twitter video reveal where they go over this there. I feel like they've just abandoned the Dokkan Now YouTube video thing. Why did they do that? I don't know. Moving on to part 2 now. For part 2, there's a whole lot less in terms of stones gained, but there's still a lot to be gained here. Special missions, we are earned. Oh, here's a problem. Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour related missions, 15 and 9. That's 24 Dragonstones that we simply will not be getting on the global side of the game, because this celebration is not releasing during the Dragon Ball Games Battle Hour, which happened back in January or February or something like that. This is not happening then. So, yeah, this is not going to count for us. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 24 from this total. All right, so we're at 1,407 so far. Destined Rivals, which is the God Saiyans EZA, the Shadow Dragon Saga EZAs as well for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Omega Shenron. Then we've got more category missions for the Legendary Goku and Vegeta events. Part 2 of the free-to-play duos and trio events. More NFL Red Zone stages for Movie Bosses and GT Edition. And then we're back to more campaigns, missions, and social media. Only here, social media is completely question marked. I don't know why. This could be a possible situation, which is why I don't like to include these, where it could have been a culturally explicit thing for the JP side. Maybe it's something more unique to Japan that they simply didn't feel would be conducive to a global audience as far as a social media campaign. So maybe that could be why this is considered all question marks. We'll never know. But if you guys happen to know on JP, let us know in the comments why this is all question marks. But in total, you're going to be earning almost 200 Dragonstones during part 2. The only thing that we are removing is the 24, which I already have done. So we are at 1,407 Dragonstones. Moving on to part 3 now, we've got the NFL Red Zone again, new stages as well. The LR EZA for the Year 3 fusions, the Potara and the Gogeta. Both of these units are receiving their EZAs. The Faded Bloodline Edition Extreme Z area. This is the event where you bring all of those free-to-play duos and trio units and fully awaken them to the fullest extent that you possibly can with their easy area. This one is going to be giving you 13 Dragonstones, more legendary Goku and Vegeta event category missions, explosive chain battle, everybody's favorite event. Of course, you can earn up to 20 Dragonstones there. Co-op campaign once again. I don't know why this one is valued at 7, whereas the other ones were giving us 10, but it is what it is. And then an end of the 7th anniversary gift. Now, this one is just weird. because this released before the true end of the 7-year, but I guess they thought at the time it was over. So 30 Dragonstones there. I don't doubt that they would change. I don't think they would change that for global. I think it would probably stay the same. So I feel like up to this point, this is also pretty good. So a total of 1,093 on all of these parts, except for the EX1. The EX1 is where we make some adjustments. Login bonus gives us 21, and the Destined Rivals 5 gives us 43. If you don't know, the EX portion has the login bonus and the year 4 LR EZAs, but it also has this event right here, the Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. If you guys don't know, Global has received this unit's event and EZA already on Global, so we don't need these anymore. They can't be factored into the list, so they will have to be removed from the Dragonstone count here. So we're going to be removing 11 from the Fate Warriors a Century Later, and then another 7 from the Extreme Z area stage that is included to feature the LR EZA. So that's 18 Dragonstones to remove. So let's remove that, minus 18, and that gives us 1,389. So I don't like to give specific numbers because I feel like that's going to set you up and could potentially lead to some disappointment. So I'm going to go ahead and round this down, and I'm going to say that roughly speaking, during the 7-year anniversary, if you also were to do the 1,000 EZA battle event as quickly as possible, you can see yourself earning around 1,300 Dragonstones. That is, of course, counting top grossing. That is counting all social media campaigns. If we were to remove all of those possible variables as well, then let's say that you would be earning around maybe between 1,000 to 1,100 Dragonstones. So take that value how you will, folks. 1,100, 1,300, 1,389. The choice is up to you. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments with the total amount of stones that you would like to obtain from this little estimation that I've given you. Either it's 1,000, 1,100, or 1,388, or whatever it is. Where does your total Dragonstone count end up? If you were to count whichever value that matters most to you, where does your total Dragonstone count end up? And are you also of the like mind like me, where you like to sort of undersell the predictions for the Dragonstones so that way you can be pleasantly surprised during the celebration, or do you just not care and you just want to know exactly what you're going to be getting? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.